Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a ranked game in my gearing, going over the matchmaking, looking at Double Montana, Minotaur, Stalingrad, gearing Shima, and Yu Yang. No idea if the Minotaur or Yu Yang are smoke or radar, so we're going to have to kind of assume that these guys are running radar and play accordingly. Now, gearing obviously is different than Z52. Z52, you've got the hydro, so on this particular map, I like to try to play areas where my hydro can be effective, zoning DDs out of ACAP, although you can make some of these islands work where you basically sneak up behind these islands and just hydro everything behind it can be really strong. Uh, Gearing doesn't have any of that, so what I'm attempting to do is try to get this Wooster to follow me and just lay a giant ass smoke screen right through the middle of B cap and just let this guy farm whatever he sees. Let him push up his. I mean, this particular build on gearing, the smoke deploys for 39 seconds. It's literally the largest, longest lasting smoke in the game. Literally Vape Nation. That is this build. Now, here, he's waving me off. And he doesn't want the smoke, so you know what? I'm just going to hold it for now, see what happens. I spot the Stalingrad, and this is a misplay pushing up here. I was hoping to spot something before it got into radar range, but a little bit of some cheeky juking. Just dumping out some random RPF torpedoes. I do take a little bit from the Montana, and this Minotaur be damned, or Wooster be damned. I'm just gonna lay this giant ass smoke screen right through here. Taking some shots, but I'm outside of radar range now, so no big deal. So I'm gonna roll this smoke screen around, and I'm gonna try to push it down back into this direction. You see, still 7 seconds of smoke coming out, and this smoke, you look at it, it's gonna last over 2 minutes. I'm calling target on the Stalingrad. My Wooster's pushed up. Now, this is how gearing wins. You're creating this, you know, invisible, basically like a veil of invisibility for your radar cruisers, and they're able to push up and do things like this. Now, this gearing, he panic smokes when he gets radared, and you see I'm gonna switch to AP. He's broadside to me. It's a gearing. He's got that 21 millimeter armor plate, and that means my HE will actually shatter on that. My AP, it'll be pin damage all over. Oh no, what? What happened? So there, I just get a quick 5k damage on this gearing, and I'm just going to keep stocking this gearing. I'm starting to shift gears into what this ship is also good for, and that's killing destroyers. While this is going on, I'm still spotting the Stalingrad, just nobody's shooting at him right now. Going behind this island, everybody's going to get dark here. I'm looking at the last known position. I'm assuming that gearing turned this way, so throwing some torpedoes out that direction. And I want to get this position off this island. I want to try to have a one-on-one with this gearing while I spot the Stalingrad. And that's what I'm looking to do. So if you look, it can be complicated trying to spot on this island because there's no, you know, north, south, east, west avenues. You're always trying to, pull some crazy diagonal angle or something like that, and you've got to make that adjustment if you want to get any spotting done in this game or on this map. Just watching RPF. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of cheeky blind shooting in this game. I get radar detected. Now I see the gearing shoot. I'm already detected. Fuck it. I just slinging shots out. You know, why not? Now I don't want to risk um, having that gearing get his guns on me, so I just duck behind the island. This is why I was playing that position where I had island cover handy if this Stalingrad was able to push up. Uh, my Shima is spotting the Stalin at this point, and my team's starting to farm the Stalin down. I was gonna poke this Yu Yang, then saw that one DD had shots back in here, so discretion is the better part of the valor. I don't want to get into any 2v1s or anything like that. I want to use these island positions to basically pick apart an enemy destroyer. Just basically catch him and then just rip him apart. And I see the smoke here, so I know it's a smoke Yu Yang, not radar. So that opens up some avenues. Now this guy, he's playing pretty erratically. He just laid his smoke, but he's still running out of it. So I know he's not going to have any new smoke. Here's the gearing. So I'm just going to come and get this on. And when I do it, I'm not going to be foolish about it. You know, this you hear me slamming on the brakes right there. This Stalingrad's running for his life. I've got island cover between me and their western team. I'm keeping this island between the gearing. The gearing can't shoot me, and I've got my 1v1. Now, Yu Yang versus gearing is incredibly one-sided for the gearing these days. The Yu Yang, his HE will shatter on your 21 millimeter plate, which is basically runs the length of like almost half the length of your hull. If he hits anywhere there with HE, unless he's got IFHE, which he shouldn't, his HE is just going to shatter. He's got to try to use AP to hit that. That's still a really good shot using AP. But at that point, you're able to angle. And like I've talked about in previous gearing vids, gearing has a very small bow section that saturates quickly, and if they're just hitting your bow, eventually they're doing far less and less damage to you, and you can just rake their ship with either AP or HE depending on what it is you're looking to shoot, whichever is going to perform the best, and you just eat ships up. I mean, it's basically just, I look at it like mauling, bear mauling. It's not pretty. You're just coming in here and you're just going to chew this thing up. Broke his engine twice. Just keep punishing. He's going into the smoke. You know, not gonna let it go. Gonna push back out there. I want to try to get this guy finished off. My RPF is on the gearing, so just throwing shots out there into that smoke where I thought he'd be, I was able to finish him off. And now this gearing's poking me, so I had switched to AP, seeing where my RPF was, and oof. And you can see just how quickly that AP works on a gearing. Now he's angled now, so I switched to HE. He was shooting HE. He was hitting my hull. I didn't lose a lot of HP during that engagement because of that. Now I want the cap. So, and he's low HP. He's basically crippled right now. If I come run into him again, I'm gonna kill him. So I'm just gonna hold up here. I want to try to get this cap before I finish this guy off. And I'm making that decision because we are down on points. We're tied on ships. I think I can pick up the 3rd kill, and he forces the issue. He pokes out here, and he makes this easy. Now he does smoke up here, so I've got to get some shots in here. And I'm able to finish him off. So now I'm looking for the hat trick. 2 destroyers down, looking for the third. If I know a Shima, he's going for this guy, so I'm assuming my RPF is correct. So I'm going to drive up into this gap and take a look. This Stalingrad basically ran for his life, exhausted all of his repairs, and he's starting to come back in. I'm just going to let the Shima and the Wooster deal with him. And there's the Shima. I'm holding my fire. I want this to be a nice nice surprise for this Shima when I pop up. Again, Shima is much faster than a Gearing, so this can be a chore trying to catch a Shima. Now, he's not sailing directly away from me, so I'm being able to close the distance rapidly here. It appears he doesn't have RPF, so he doesn't see this coming. So most likely his guns aren't on me. They'll be oriented on the Yamato, and that's just gonna make this fun for me. So I'm looking, I'm trying to get an idea what he's doing. As soon as I get shots, it's on. Got his rudder. Now I am going to switch sides here just because I'm in a pursuit right now. I don't want this guy to get away, so I'm gonna lose the DPM, but I wanna get as close as I can to this guy, so when his smoke runs out, I'm able to catch him. And he can't get away now. He's 5.3 kilometers. I've got my guns all back on target, and we're just going to work him down and get this thing over with. Going ahead, turn in, avoid any potential torps if he happened to get them off in my direction. And I gotta say that there's a lot of people that are thinking that Gearing is overshadowed by some of the newer boats, especially Daring. I gotta say, personally, I prefer Gearing to Daring. I just feel that I have more flexibility for the team, particularly. Yeah?
Cha!
Oh, what is it?
Cha!
I don't know what that is. But if you're in the rank 5 bracket in particular, and I'm getting close, you're going to have teammates to know what the hell's going on. And that's really where a Gearing starts to come into its own. You're going to have ships that know how to use smoke. They're going to know how to do it safely so they don't eat torpedoes. And that is the age where Gearing really starts coming into her own. Now, speaking about the build, if you look closely, I was running the Fletcher torpedoes. I still prefer them to the 16-kilometer torps. I have some games with a different captain with torpedo acceleration. I've got four 19-point captains for my Gearing with different builds for different competitive modes and just different build options that Cuter might need. I basically just hold on. We're making a video. We don't need the music. They'll probably copyright strike me. But basically, I just got tired of shelling out money for respecking captains and stuff like that. So I just dumped a ton of Commander XP into different build options. So I'm able to cycle through my Gearing at pretty much no cost to me. This particular captain was Ovechkin with a what's becoming my favorite gearing build. Concealment Expert, RPF, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Last Stand Adrenaline Rush, and Preventative Maintenance. It's just a really solid build. Yeah? You gonna sing it, baby? Sing it. Yeah. But in the case of this game, you can kind of take a look at um, the level of damage dished out to these DDs versus what came into me. A lot of this came down to, good AP HE usage. I didn't waste a lot of volleys on, you know, on shots that, the AP was going to bounce or the HE was going to shatter. Um, this was a really good game for gearing when it was, showing just how much potential this destroyer has for fighting other destroyers. These games, this is why I don't usually run the legendary upgrade. I feel that gearing has such a strong close end DPM that you're pretty much crippling the boat by trying to make it into a half-assed shimakaze. That's not the intent for this boat. Um, so anyway, this was my gearing commentary for ranked. Probably get some other ones as I see fit when I feel like um, I'm getting a little burned out on Z52. I may, or if my Z52 is in uh, tied up in another battle, I'll bring out another destroyer and go from there. So you guys kind of see how I'm handling all of the different destroyers. The only one I'm not really intending to bring out is Shima, and well, Shima, Kaba, to an extent, Grozavoy. I just Shima I've played a ton. Yes, I can make it work. Uh, but I've literally had hundreds of Shima games in since clan battle. So I'm a little Shima can chill, with her, 7 million experience, and I'll work on 3 million experience for the Z52 and 4 million for the gearing. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good night. If you got any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will talk to you later.